here's a spicy topic I wanted to get your take in. And since we are dual streaming, I'm going to have to do some of my famous. I saw on your community post, which I appreciate you doing. A lot of people colloquially calling me quarter cuck and seeing if I am going to censor you, which I'm not going to, but I will. This will be a tough topic, but there was a bit of data. I don't know if you followed this story. Just call it. I don't know how new it is, but somebody published some. Oh no, this is May 8th, 2024. A young AFD politician convicted for publishing statistics on gang struggle snuggles in connection with Afghan migration. And I got into a very public argument with a very popular brown man on Twitter about immigration to Europe and how it's basically like an all-you-can molest buffet for people, all this stuff. Well, here's the numbers. In Germany alone, Afghans and Afrikaans, I think that's how they say it, right? Africans are proportionally 40 times and 70 times more involved in these gang struggle snuggles than native Germans. Number of
many such cases.
But yeah, number of suspects for this crime per 1 million. Afghans 41, Africans 23, foreigners except Afghans and Africans 3. Germans, I assume they use a comma for the decimal point, 0.6. Now, this type of teaming up on one woman activity is a unique. I don't think it's a white thing. I don't think it's a European thing.
It happens, but it happens less because of the cultural backdrop. When you have people from a different culture where it's not as frowned upon, well, yeah, no shit. They're not necessarily going to understand why it's a bad thing to do.
What's wild about, I think a lot of it stems from some of these people's religions basically say, women aren't human and women aren't.
In the case of certain African groups, also, there is a prevailing superstition that raping a virgin specifically can cure AIDS.
So, well, that's convenient.
So that might have some sort of connection to it in some cases.
So not only are they likely infecting somebody, but they're not curing themselves. Well, they put this data out, and this woman got convicted of a crime.
It's verboten. It's wrong think. You're not supposed to think that way.
This goes right along with. Now, I don't know if this is a meme or not. You tell me if you think, you let me know how, how prevalent this really is. But have you seen, on X, this kind of rise in very obviously non-white criminals getting booked as white?
Yes.
Do you think that's new?
I've seen posts about it on 4chan for years now. I think in some cases they mislabel the person.
Yeah.
And in some cases it is shoops. It's rage bait. But in some cases I've checked when I've seen threads like that or posts on X, they'll have the link. And in some cases it isn't a recently posted crime. It's not like they posted it 2 hours ago. So maybe they just clicked the wrong button and you can say, well, it might be skeevy, but we can't prove that. In some cases it's been up there for weeks. And the person will be obviously black, but they're labeled as white or something like that.
They're never labeled as Hispanic or anything or Asian. Yeah. They're only ever labeled as white. Now we could say that maybe
just like Zimmerman was ivory white. And did you ever see the meme during that trial? Just to go back to that, I just am talking about this sort of thing. Did you ever see the one that they posted where it had the picture of George Zimmerman and it's Zimmerman according to CNN and they lightened it. Zimmerman according to 4chan and he was jet black with brown hair and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was classic. I think when you look at this is happening particularly in Europe, which makes me think that it's happening in the United States.
Yeah. Well, in the U.S., people have guns and stuff, so it's a little less likely to happen.
It's a little less likely, but I guess what I mean is I believe that they're definitely covering up migrant crimes. Obviously, I
There
don't
was
have
a
any proof of
story.
that.
There
Just
was a
my
study
opinion.
that somebody, I'm not a study, a news post actually the other day where some dude, an illegal, had dragged a young girl into his van and was raping her while her mother was literally outside of the van screaming for help.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
12-year-old
that's
girl.
yeah, and there are many such cases, it would appear. I mean, the college girl, right? Lincoln Riley.
Yeah,
There's we have enough crime in this country from citizens. I just feel like, importing it and then hiding it is not a good thing to do. I mean, it
yeah.
feels like, whoever's I don't know what the crime would be, but like I don't know what protecting migrants, the crime statistics is supposed to do. Like
It's
it's not
it's supposed to make sure that they can bring more of them in to depress wages more than anything else.
yeah, I mean it's not unmolesting these women.
Yeah,
It's not unassaulting these women. It's not undoing the crime.
it's out
It's
of
just
sight, out of mind. Yeah,
yeah, it flies in the face of the kind of the this is a lot of women and children seeking asylum that are also participating in these type of
yeah.
activities. There's also, when you talk about Afghans, I've had some military people tell me about hashtag not all Afghans, but they have some sort of tradition where the men and the young boys, I can't think of what it's called.
I know what you're talking about. They dress them
Soldiers
up in
tell me about it
lipstick
all
and
the time.
shit.
Yeah. There's just like Iraq vets and vets of that war tell me about it all the time.
Yeah, it happens in some North African nations as well.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay, well, you're importing 100,000 people that have a time-tested tradition of doing this terrible things.
Bakir Bazi, yeah.
Yeah, that's it is. Bakir Bazi. Yeah. That's a real thing. That isn't like a meme or like a racism. Like actual soldiers would tell me, like, bro,
Yeah.
you see it all the time. Like we saw it all the time. It was nuts. And I mean, I guess I don't know, as maybe they had some sort of preconceived notions, but I
Well,
just
no, I
feel
mean
like,
it's anthropologically documented actually.
yeah, right. I mean, it's not a meme. It's
Yeah.
not a, the tunnel people kind of thing, or like, it's actual.
It's just like honor killings among certain South Asian groups. I mean, it's documented. We know that it happens.